Hi everybody, this is Lauren of Plan Mosh Plan. I actually have a really different video for you guys today. Normally I do voiceover videos, I'm live, and normally I do memory plans of spreads that are decorative, that I've kind of am like looking back and kind of scrapbooking or journaling in planner format on my week. But a while ago, back in December, I did a video where I kind of talked through the 3 different planners that I use, and I mostly talked about this one, which is my Plum Paper Planner, which is the planner that I use to actually plan out my weeks like every day. And I like it, the video like did really well. Weirdly, like it got 20 times like the views that my average videos get, and I've gotten a lot of questions about it like from that video, and also just like in general people ask like how I really plan and whatever, and I've gotten requests to do spreads in this planner. So the reason I haven't done it yet is because it's kind of difficult because I use this as a working planner, and I'm going to link the video of like how I actually utilize this planner. But I really use it like, sorry, taking a look to make sure you can see everything, but I use it daily. So today is Memorial Day. It's Monday, May 27th. I didn't go to work because I have Memorial Day off, but you can see I kind of already have all this filled in, and then I already have things in the future filled in. Like, I don't know if I like just, maybe this isn't a great example because I don't have all this filled in, even though I know I'm going to be gone, but I just kind of like use it, work it, like all this stuff is already filled in. This is two weeks from now, etc. So I just kind of like, the way I use this planner is when I learn about something or when I figure something out, I put it in my planner directly, and then I have my color coding system, and I'll kind of talk through all this stuff as I do it. But this has been really long-winded to say. Generally what happens is I have kind of all the stuff pre-done, maybe not this stuff, like I wrote this part this morning, but the rest of the stuff I kind of already have the base of my planner done. And then Monday mornings when I get to work, I kind of take 10 minutes out of my day and I just sit down and I kind of start to plan my week out. And since today was Monday and I had it off, I didn't do that. I did write some of my to-dos down last night when I was kind of going through and figuring out what needed to get done today. So I'm gonna actually I got 3 of these things done so I can check them off. This didn't happen, so I'll move that over. But yeah, so I just thought since today's Memorial Day and I didn't go to work, but it is Monday, I would do what I normally do on Monday mornings on camera, just because I have had a lot of requests to see it. So I don't think this is going to be particularly interesting, but I'm gonna do it anyways. So this is a Plum Paper Planner, and I use the 7-section one. There's different kinds, but I've been really enjoying this kind for the past couple years. So I write down my sections first on the side. So the bottom section is tracking, so that I track stuff here. This is social. If I'm doing anything social, I'll put it here. This is appointments for anything scheduled. I do 2 sections of to do, and then this is work. This is actually wrong. Cross that out. And this is today, where I put anything that's kind of not time specific, anything that's day long. So Memorial Day off, paydays, birthdays, etc. That all goes up here. And then I have a whole nother planner for work. Again, if you're interested, I'll link my video where I talk through all the planners, but I do just put meetings right here. Yeah, so I wrote 1 year engaged because I got engaged last year on Memorial Day, but really Memorial Day was on the 28th last year. So tomorrow I will be celebrating 1 year engaged. That flew by. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Okay, so that's done. And then normally the first thing I would do is I would sit down and I would do my to-dos. This already happened. I am gonna write film, Plum Paper video. and cross it off. I also do this where, since I use this as like, this is the basis, I look at this when I do my memory planner. If I do something after the fact that I wasn't planning to, I will add it in here too. Okay, so then the next thing I generally do is I will look over here and I will transfer over things that I didn't get done over here. So I'm gonna speed through this part. Okay, so that's kind of my to-do list. It's running from week to week. It's stuff that I need to get done. It's not necessarily that I need to get it done this week. It's just things that I don't want to forget that I'm thinking about. So that's that. And then I'll talk through my color coding system. I don't use any stickers in this planner or anything decorative at all, but what I do use is highlighters, and I have a color coding system for them. So I'll talk through it really quickly. Just grab all my colors out here. These are the 5 colors that I use. Pink is anything important, so it's just me highlighting anything that's really important that I need to remember, need to get done, needs to like stick out to me for whatever reason in the planner. Orange is, I think of it as like coming and going, so this is whenever myself or anyone else, like Steven or my parents or something, is somewhere that they're not supposed to be. So I'll mark days off, I'll mark if I'm traveling, I'll mark if Steven's out of town, I'll mark vacations, anything like that in orange. Yellow is appointments, so anything that's like timed, or I have to be somewhere at a specific place at a specific time that's not like, you know, a meeting or like work related, that would be different, or like social, that would be different. But anything that's just kind of like timed, or I have to be somewhere like at a really specific time, I highlight that in yellow. Green, anytime, no matter what it's for, whether it's work, social, appointments, etc., I highlight the time in green. And then purple is for events, so if there's some sort of like wedding, bridal shower, birthday party, anything like that would get highlighted. Just anything kind of special that gets highlighted in purple. So you'll see I have these colors kind of running throughout my planner. Okay, so next is this. Sorry, I'm like moving all around. I don't actually know if you can see. I can't zoom out too much more because then you'll see, well, you'll see my tripod, but maybe that's helpful to be able to see the whole planner. I don't know, you tell me. Okay, so over here, this is, I'll just mark like notes of things happening. So like if my boss was going to be out of town for the whole week, I would put that there. If anything that was just kind of like happening in that week that I didn't necessarily want to mark on a day, I would put that as a note in here. That's not necessarily something I need this week, but what I have been doing is kind of keeping myself on track with specific wedding planning. Oh, we actually did this. Wedding planning stuff down here. So this is kind of my to-do list of like wedding planning stuff. Let's see. Ask. I'm actually going to fill that out later because I don't necessarily want, that's a little private right now. But anyways, this is kind of where I keep wedding specific tasks here. What I'm going to do tomorrow, and what I do oftentimes for like the next day, is I'll write down, I'm going to look at my meetings for tomorrow and just see, like, check to make sure I don't have to be anywhere at a specific time. Okay, so I kind of have 2 conflicting meetings tomorrow, but nothing crazy, which is nice. So one of them is just a weekly, and then I'm also supposed to go, oops, I kind of messed this up, 2 p.m. So I might be kind of off site for a little bit tomorrow. So I'm gonna use orange to mark that I will probably be leaving work pretty early. Okay, so that's that. Tracking, I want to whiten my teeth this week because I have my cousin's wedding next week that I'm in. So I'm gonna write that down in the tracking section for every day. I won't do it every day, but I'll just check it off on the days that I do it, and this is a good reminder to me. And then I also am going to try and bring my lunch to work. So I made like a, I don't know how to say it, but I'm gonna mark that down, that's what I'm having for lunch. I don't really have any appointments scheduled this week, but I probably should. Well, what I should do is schedule a tanning appointment. But that wouldn't be this week. Okay, I also go in and I write this on this side too, even though there's no space for it, but I generally don't work with my planner open. I work with it like this, so I need it. Okay, the other thing that I like to do is go in. Oh, you know what else happens is my ClassPass bill gets charged this day. ClassPass renews. So I've mentioned this in my other planner videos, but this is how I've been taking my bar classes, my spin classes, all my classes. So I'm going to go on to ClassPass right now, and I'm gonna look and see what classes I want to sign myself up for this week. So I'll be right back. Okay, so the schedule is it's a little bit weird this week because I'm off Monday, and then tomorrow I'm not going to be at work. I'm going to be in another area, so I don't really know how long I'm going to be there. So I don't want to book myself since this is like kind of out of the norm. But I found a class on Wednesday I want to go to, so I'm going to highlight the time in the green color because, like I said, I highlight anything that's timed, and then in yellow, see if this is dry. Yeah, it smears, I don't really care that much. I'm going to highlight the class because, again, and this is what I do to get the color out. Again, it's a timed class. Yeah. Okay, cool. So I guess tomorrow, sorry, I'm just looking at my to-do list. I need to get this figured out ASAP. I need to get my dress altered for my cousin's wedding, which I leave next Wednesday, so that's important. Okay, and then this weekend, what do I have? I know I'm gonna go wine tasting after this on Sunday. And then, which means I need to figure out the florist and the tables before then. Okay, so that'll be my goal for tomorrow. I have to do some budgeting, and the other thing that I want to do too is I want to edit this video so that I can post Plum Paper video on Wednesday. Oh, I uploaded a video today. Okay. Anyways, I know this isn't very entertaining and it's kind of all over the place. But this is like really how it happens. I just kind of sit down and I look at my week and then I go back and forth. We're wine club members when we go wine tasting, so I need to remember to pick up this quarter's wine when we go. I think I'm gonna be out of the office too. I have at 10 a.m. I have a work event and I'm gonna be off site for that, and then after that I am going to go to a different off-site work event, which is kind of crazy. Friday's gonna be freaking nuts. So again, since I'm gonna be off-site at work, I'm not gonna go to the office, but I will be working all day. I'm gonna highlight the time in green, and then because I'm off-site, I'm gonna do orange, and then I really should do an overnight for work this night, but I don't really know if I'm up for it. So I'm just going to put a question mark. That would suck, but I might have to do it. I'm not gonna highlight it yet either because I don't want to highlight it if it's not gonna happen. And then if I did that, I would want to take, well, we'll get there when we get there. I don't want to get ahead of myself. Okay, I think that that's pretty much it for now. I know it's kind of all over the place and not super, I also like don't have I'm kind of just off my game because it's 10:30 at night on Monday, and normally I do this Monday morning, and I'm just in a different headspace than when I normally do it. But yeah, that's pretty much what the process I go through for 10 minutes every Monday morning when I start to figure stuff out. And then as the week goes on and I, you know, ultimately these things don't happen, they get moved over day by day. I decide I want to go to a workout class, I add stuff. I go to Starbucks, I add it so I can mark it later, all that kind of thing. So I really hope you enjoyed it. That is my actual, like how I actually plan out a week and how I keep myself organized. So let me know if you're into these kind of videos. I'm willing to do more of them, even though I don't know if they're particularly entertaining, but if you like them, let me know down below. Thanks everybody, have a great week.